Good day, Sol Crew, and welcome to a chat with the Elite Breeders Club. So today I have DJ3K and Prophecy together in this call, and they are the founders of the Elite Breeders Club. So, guys, good day to you guys, and can you let our audience know a little bit about what is EBC or the Elite Breeders Club?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us, and we look forward to talking with you and your audience for a little while. The Elite Breeders Club is a uh, website and Discord. We have a collection of tools that a number of them are free. So we have Axie Watch and Axie Legend, as well as a membership Discord where we have some additional tools that are part of a paid membership, including what we think is one of the most powerful tools out in the game, which is a market analyzer that allows you to do really granular analysis of everything that's going on in the Axie marketplace.
Can you tell us a little bit about what got you started to doing the Elite Breeders Club? Like, how did it all happen? How did it all start? And how
Yeah.
did you guys get together in particular? Did you guys know each other in real life?
No, no, not at all. So the story is that I've been in gaming for
Mhm.
a long time, like really long time, and so as a hobby and just something that I've always enjoyed doing. And I had been aware of Axie for probably about a year
Mhm.
now, but had never kind of done that deep dive and got involved and was hearing more and more about it. It was coming up more often going into this past spring. And as we got into the summer, just decided I'd heard it enough times that I really needed to spend some time with it. So I started really taking a closer look at it and got really interested in, excuse me, and interested in breeding. And
Okay.
so jumped into the game on the breeding side. And as I was working to figure that out, I met Prophecy in a Discord and quickly came to find out that he was a longtime member of the Axie community. I think he's over been involved over a year now,
Wow.
and he can talk a little bit about his background in it. But we met there in a Discord. Started messaging, and he was giving me some help on breeding, and one conversation led to another, and he talked about this idea that he had for a community hub that really addressed kind of people with kind of next level needs for data and analysis, and wanting a place where you could have really sort of those more in-depth conversations with people
Okay.
that really have some experience around breeding and scholar management and
Yeah.
PvP. And so I thought that as I looked around, that seemed like something that wasn't out there. And
Mhm.
he's got this incredible skill set and knowledge around the game, and this really smart idea. And I've got a lot of experience in starting businesses, and so we had a good match there. And so we decided to come together and start EBC.
Yeah, so for me personally, like you said, I've been around Axie for over a year now. I had been breeding. I had actually been a top 200 player myself before.
Wow.
So but that was when Axie was much smaller. The community
I
grew very
see.
fast.
There was
We got
only
to,
210 people, so yeah.
Ah, so top 200
yeah,
wasn't a big deal.
yeah. So I mean, I'd been around games a long time. So I got really into it.
Mhm.
I was into breeding before, a lot of other people, and back in the time where you could just take two printers and make a bunch of printers,
Ooh,
pre-mutations, and you could just mint money, and
insane. Okay.
people really didn't know too much about it. So over time, things got more complicated. Ronin came in, more people started coming to the game.
Yeah.
There was mutations, there was more math involved, more strategy.
Yeah.
behind making money. It wasn't just completely easy for everyone anymore.
I
So what
s-
happened was I had some of my scholars
yeah.
who I had many scholars at the time, over 30, and I
Wow.
had some of my scholars. Uh, I had them go out and collect some data for me, put it in Excel spreadsheets, and actually what happened was when we started EBC, it
Mhm.
actually wasn't even software. We were just having my
Oh.
scholars just publish this data for many people instead of just myself, because people wanted to see my sheets,
Yeah.
my data that was helping me. And then over time, we met some developers who were like, we can automate these things. We can get this data in different ways. We can do these other useful things. And between me being a coach and mentor for many people in the community and
Mhm.
these tools we were building,
Yeah.
we kind of just built something together for everyone. And people just kind of liked it. And we kind of became Elite Breeders Club with DJ's guidance a lot
Yeah.
in the business and how to organize everything and how to put things together. He kind of was he I had this idea and the
Mhm.
skill set, and then after I met him, I was able to kind of put the pieces together, and we built the Elite Breeders Club together.
So you guys mentioned a bunch of tools that you guys offer to your members, and also like free tools. In particular, I've been using Axie Legend a lot. Could you explain to the viewers a little bit on what Axie Legend is?
Yeah, so Axie Legends is actually a one-of-a-kind marketplace. Um, it actually allows some very unique features,
Hmm.
such as saved filters. So saved filters
Yeah.
actually allows you to save time on the monotonous day-to-day tasks that a lot of breeders have to do,
Yeah.
such as putting in the same class, speed, HP, parts they want to look at every day.
Mhm.
Big breeders for many different builds, maybe 5 or 6 have to breed or have to price hundreds, 99s, 98s, 97s to get the most bang for their buck when selling.
Yeah.
So what Axie Legends allows you to do is you just click through your bookmarked builds
Mm.
and can kind of see and price things and find the best deals,
Yeah.
and in a very clear way. We recently also added different views that are most efficient for breeders versus arena players versus
Ooh,
new
yeah.
players versus people who just want complete information.
Hmm.
So on that end, we're constantly adding new features there. Even yesterday, when Freak's extension went down,
Yeah.
our developer within a few hours added the Ronin address, where you can
Hmm.
put in your Ronin address,
Yeah.
see the axes, see the recessive genes,
Ooh.
and for the people that weren't able to use Freaks and breed, they were able to hop onto our website and see
Mm.
the genes and figure out what to breed. So we're always in here to solve the needs of the community.
Yeah, it was actually insane that like Ronin and the marketplace pretty much went down and Freaks stopped working, and then it was good thing I was using Axie Legend, and then I was able to just keep searching for the Axies that I wanted, even with the genes not showing up on the Freak Axies. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
great that you
been
don't
happening a
even
lot lately.
yeah, you don't even need the extension anymore. You just go to the website. It's been great so far. My experience using it at
Yeah,
least. Yeah.
yeah, of course. And then we also have Axie Watch,
Yeah.
which is a very powerful scholar management tool.
Hmm.
We just upgraded the dashboard over there,
Yeah.
where you can see your right on the front page. You can see the scholars who are doing the best, the scholars who are doing the worst.
Hmm.
You can kind of message the ones who are having some trouble
Yeah.
and see it at a glance. When you have hundreds of scholars and you have a day job, it's kind of impossible to
That's
keep track of
true.
each one's performance individually. So what we want to allow as managers, actually, what happened with me is I've been around for over a year, but the
Mhm.
reason I don't have over 1,000 scholars is because at scale, I
Yeah.
wasn't able to handle being a full-time student while managing 300, 400 scholars
Wow.
and a breeding farm. But if I
Yeah.
had these tools earlier, I totally would have been. And that's kind of the solution I'm pushing for constantly, giving people the ability to scale
Hmm.
and follow and go as big as they want in Axie.
Yeah, it's interesting for especially for these wannabe managers. They want to keep expanding, but the manpower it takes to manage these scholars really takes up a lot of their time. So I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Axie
It's a
Watch really
full-time job for a
just
lot of people.
yeah, I've been starting to expand my farm recently because I saw like Axie Watch and a bunch of these new manager tools. So I've actually gone up to like 8 scholars now because I can actually check their day-to-day performance and like their arena ratings. So like you can talk to
Yeah.
each one individually, and it's been a great it's been great trying to use it in the beginning right now. So hopefully like I think the what you've said to me before is if the community has any additions or what they want to see on Axie Watch, they can let you guys know, right? And you'd probably
Oh,
try to add that functionality.
and a secret feature that a lot of people don't even know about, and
Oh.
actually I had to use today, was the wallet feature on Axie Watch, where
Mhm.
you can kind of track all the wallets of your scholars.
Oh.
Today, I actually taught one of my scholars multi-accounting
Wow.
because I was tracking all their payment wallets, and I saw he was receiving about the amount you would be receiving every payment from another Ronin wallet. I asked him
Ooh.
about it, and he admitted to multi-accounting. And so we kind of have these other things in place that people aren't really seeing all the use cases for, and we're going to try to make it more clear to the community.
Wow.
But if they use some of these tools, a lot of these fears that
Mhm.
breeders and managers have about getting involved in the Axie business can be alleviated by our resources.
Wow, that's actually
We're
very interesting. Even I
yeah,
didn't
Yep.
know that feature.
Yep.
we've
Not many
we've
people do.
we've been putting we've been building this really fast and putting these pieces together, and where there's a lot more to come. To our goal near term is to make this much more integrated for the user. So the toolbar
Mhm.
that we just released was, I think, a week ago, was a big first step towards that, and has definitely made a huge difference. But it's just the beginning, and there'll be a lot more to come that will really make all these pieces really much more tightly integrated. And on top of that, we also know we have a lot of work to do for people on the education side. So
Mhm.
better videos and written materials so that people
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
know about things like the secret features, and really understand how to get the most out of these tools, because they're pretty amazing, and especially when used together.
Mhm.
Some people in our Discord, I've watched some of them kind of write out their workflow of, I use this tool and for this, and then I go to this one and do this, and so on. And so it's really great to see that. And you mentioned the suggestions. So, we have a Discord, which has a URL at discord.gg/Elite Breeders Club.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a member, if you don't have one of our paid memberships, there's a lot of free things there. And one of the things is the public channel that anyone can chat in. Uh, you also have access. The suggestions channel is open to the public, and so there you can post suggestions for any of the sites that make up EBC, and it goes straight to the dev team to review, and then we review them all together every week, and make decisions on which things go onto the roadmap.
I see. So, like, even for free members, there are so many available tools, I believe. And also, you mentioned free seminars. I think you guys have partnered with Axie Oasis and Shill Bill. Can you guys talk a little bit more about these seminars? Because as a normal person, when you say seminar, it's a little bit intimidating because it's sort of like a class, so to speak. So
Huh?
so yeah, so could
So,
you let the community know a little bit about what you guys do for these free resources?
So,
yeah.
like
No, go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, I've been around the Axie community for over a year now, and in that time, I've met a lot of people. I've been pretty social, tried to connect a lot, and obviously, there's a lot of people with different jobs and skill sets in Axie.
Mhm.
And Shill Bill was actually somebody I met months and months ago, a
Mhm.
long time before EBC, and he actually was a part of a group that was publishing videos on YouTube about technical analysis, techniques and methods and charting. And kind of what he started doing was I saw as a small time YouTuber, he was making videos applying it to Axie and AXS and SLP. Well, uh, most people know that Axie is the gateway for a lot of people into crypto,
Yeah, true.
investing, these kind of charts, even trading. They don't really understand these things, but they start learning once they come to Axie. So our whole thing was, why don't we educate people in a more holistic way?
Yeah.
So I knew people like Bill who had an interest in educating people in the Axie community with his financial analysis knowledge. And we kind of came up with the idea of seminars. And we're kind of doing the same thing with not just that, but also arena players. A lot of managers and breeders aren't arena players, and they don't have time to play the game,
Yeah,
but they want to know what the best builds are. So we even have Sora, who was a top 10 player most of the season. And, he even did seminars for managers, kind of explaining things and concepts to breeders. And so at EBC, we're really about education within our community, and not just the tools and technology that people might know us for recently. And we want to continue this education process and kind of cover the whole ecosystem with the teachers we bring into our Discord to help the community.
Yeah, I mean it's great for so many free services that are available to like people who just want to be part of the Elite Breeders Club public community. But I noticed that you guys have like a NFT pass for the Elite Breeders Club premium membership. Could you elaborate what are the advantages versus using the free tools in the community?
Yeah, for sure. And the first thing before talking about that, something that's really, really important that we want to make sure that everybody knows is that the particularly with bringing Axie Legend and Axie Watch into EBC, those tools will remain free.
Okay.
We're not going to be changing that. That those core tools will be free. It's important to us, to provide that to the community.
Yeah.
There may be things in the future, where there's, what we like to call pro features, that might be added on, but the core functionality won't be changed, and we will continue to update and expand the core free functionality as well.
Yeah, that's great.
So, we talked about people making suggestions, et cetera. We've already been implementing some. We'll continue to do that. And so we just want to be really clear that, it's important to us that stays that way. And in particular, on Axie Watch, where it's a pretty big investment of time to move, to put a scholarship program on there of any size. And so we want to, want people to feel comfortable that that's not going to change for them. You did, as you mentioned, we do have an NFT membership, and that is gives you a number of different benefits. So there's a private section on our Discord that you get access to. So there's a number of channels there that are reserved for members. Mention the seminars. So when we have a seminar, you are able to participate in the Q&A. So just this past Thursday night, we've been working on improving those. And so we started live streaming those on YouTube, as well as you can join directly by the Zoom if you're a member. And so the members can ask questions in the Zoom, and then the rest of the public can watch live. You get all the same content. You just the difference is that our members are able to ask questions directly. We have we'll be announcing to tease it a little bit a partnership with with somebody that's pretty well known in the Axie community that will be doing some private mentoring sessions a couple times a month for our members. So that's a new benefit that we're adding. And then we have some Axie price alerts that are part of membership. And then the biggest thing that's in the membership is our market analyzer tool. And I'm going to throw it back over to Prophecy to kind of dig into what the market analyzer is all about, because it's really kind of the diamond in in the collection here, as far as being a really unique and powerful tool to use with Axie.
I mean, before Prophecy gets into that, like I was looking through the website, and I think you guys have like a free version of it, and I found it really intimidating because there were so many charts, there's so many numbers and data, and I'm not really like a big data guy. So I hope Prophecy can break it down for the community on how it actually helps these
Yeah.
breeders.
And we know that it, because it's so powerful, it is a bit complex, and
Yeah.
we just released another instructional video, and we're working on some written materials to
Mhm.
help people get their arms around it.
Yeah.
Once people get it, it's actually pretty easy to use, but there is a bit of a learning curve. So
I see.
yeah, Prophecy can kind of walk through some of the use cases for it.
Yeah, so we have entire videos, like you said, on how to use
Mhm.
it. So I'm not going to get into all the details,
Yes.
but pretty much to break it down, it just answers some of the common questions I had as a breeder.
Mhm.
Everything about EBC comes down to what struggles I had as a breeder
Mhm.
before all these tools, resources, charts existed,
Yeah.
and what didn't allow me to scale as much as I want, and what took too much time, you
Okay.
know? And so what the market analyzer, the question it asked for me, answered for me was, when I looked at an Axie, I didn't know what the fair price was. Okay,
Mm.
so I couldn't. There's nowhere I could see what the price was last week of this Axie, 2 weeks ago of this Axie, of a similar Axie. If you just change the back a little bit, if you just change the back and horn to something similar, same damage.
Mhm.
If the price changes too much, and the
Yeah.
market analyzer lets you answer all of those questions. And what you do is you can see
Mhm.
historical price data,
Mhm.
historical volume. You can see trends. We chart trends. You
Yeah.
can see if you just change this little variable in the Axie, how much is the price change? How many more people are breeding this? How many more people are buying this? How
Mm.
much? How much the prices are moving. You can kind of what we found with this, actually, when we first made it,
Yeah.
was we came to some kind of conclusion at looking at the historical data that, hey, whether markets go up or down, plants hold value. Okay, so
Mm.
if you want to be safe, you can just keep breeding plants,
True.
and that trend is pretty much held true in
Mm.
the history of Axie, for several reasons, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you can kind of come to these sort of conclusions, and these very common questions that people have. If you
Mm.
train yourself, the market analyzer, you can answer for yourself. People I see in discords all the time asking, hey, what's the best to breed? What's the highest price?
True.
What's the best aqua? What's best for my scholars? What's the most
Mm.
popular? Instead of asking random people on Discord, you don't know who you're talking to across the world.
Yeah.
Why not use some numbers and data to answer these questions? And that's what we kind of provide here. And that's the nitty gritty of our market analyzer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like such a great point on, you know, what it does, like at its core is all those questions that everybody asks that you don't know if the guy the person that's answering that question knows
That's what they're
anything
talking about.
about what they're talking about,
Yeah.
and you might be, spending a few $1,000s on that.
Yeah.
So with this, you can just go get the answer for yourself from facts, from data. Like the
True.
data doesn't lie, as long as you understand how to use it properly. The answer is right there. It's all in the numbers, and you'll be a lot smarter than 99% of the other people that are out there.
I mean, that's true. Like, as a new breeder, if I were to go to a Discord and then just start asking, "Oh, what's good to breed? What's good to breed?" I wouldn't trust a random Discord person, and then I just drop like $3,000 on a new set of
Exactly.
parents or
But
something like
people
that.
but people do that, man.
Yeah,
But
People
people
do
do it
that.
right. That's just it. People
that's
do it all the
true.
time.
That's exactly what people do.
Because we're all
Because
apes at heart.
it's I mean, but the reality is, it's like it's because there's no other way to figure it out. Like,
Yeah, I
until we
agree.
put some of these things together, there just wasn't a way to do it. What we just called like the brute force approach, because there was
Mm,
no other way to do it.
yeah.
And and so we just decided, like, there is a better way, and got
We met some
connected
really
with the
smart
right
guys.
people. Yeah.
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 Because
We
he and I didn't program all this, I can guarantee
yeah,
you that.
we put together an amazing team that we met in the actual
Mm,
Axie community. There's a lot of talent in the Axie community, and our developers that we've met over the course of EBC have been amazing, produced
yeah.
immaculate results, and we couldn't be happier with the people we found to work with us.
I mean, we see people, and they're not necessarily part of our team, but
Hmm.
people keep surfacing that are just doing interesting things on their own, and
Yeah.
they'll come in to just to want to talk or share, or even or ask questions, and just there's so many people out there that are smart and that are doing things, and it's really cool. Like, the community just has a ton of talented people. It is a good. I mean, that was part of the goal, was to offer. If you're spending a lot of time doing this,
Yeah.
it you don't. There's the sort of the average Discord, sort of the conversations are generally like new player conversations, let's
Yeah.
call them. And that's great because you do need, like, new
You have a lot
players
of
need a place
questions.
to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then the people that have gotten past that also need a place to go because they have other
Mm.
questions. And I know it gets frustrating for those players to, try to connect with other people
Yeah.
and not be overrun by the same 20 questions that are asked all the time. And so that was part of what we were trying to create in our Discord. Is everybody's welcome, but the intent is to create a place, and particularly in the membership part of the Discord, is to create a place where the questions that are being asked are really thoughtful, and that
Yeah.
sort of next level, when you have some experience that you're trying to get answered.
Yeah, I mean the community's been great so far. Like as a bunch of different people with different expertise in the community I've talked to, so it's been a pleasure being a part of the EBC Discord as well. And speaking of that, do you guys have any thoughts on how the breeding economy is now, and how do you think it will go in the long term? I mean,
Yeah, so
especially also with the recent patch that they said the 800 MMR players and below might not will not gain any more SLP.
yeah, so I'll say this has actually become quite the controversial topic on
True. Yeah.
in the Axie community. But my personal opinion that I'll make is that I don't think Axie ever promised to be, a charity,
Mm.
and the arguments kind of about that this is change that's kind of messed up for the unequal people, the people invested in floor Axies,
Mhm.
all this kind of stuff. That's the main argument behind why this change is bad. But
Yeah.
in the end, this is a game. This is a skill-based game. This is a way to stabilize some SLP minting rates,
Yeah.
kind of get rid of botting, get rid of thoughtless play, devalue floor axes, thoughtless
Mm.
breeding, and kind of put more skill back both in the game, in arena, and in breeding. And I think that's overall good, and we know also on an economic level,
Mhm.
it'll stop the over minting, or it'll slow down the minting of SLP, which we all know is healthy for the game and makes breeders and people with good axes happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, prophecy and I agree on this. And one of the best succinct explanations is that Sky Mavis believes that you are to be rewarded for contributing value to
Mm.
the ecosystem, and that and that poor play, no play isn't contributing value. Playing the cards that are dealt, without any thought, just sort of clicking through,
Mhm.
isn't providing value. You're not providing value to that game, to the other player, and they want people who are contributing value, and that's their intent for how they reward people, and the earn part of play to earn is to earn in exchange for contributing value.
Yeah, I mean, good points from both of you guys. Like, I actually initially didn't like the change for a majority of the players, but as I talk to more and more of the community, it seems as though the focus of this coming patch is more on education, educating breeders, educating new players on how to actually use their teams. So I think Prophecy really made a good point that it devalues thoughtless play and thoughtless breeding, because I didn't really think about like the breeding process of it as well. I guess right now, since you do need actually good axes, then you actually have to breed good axes as well and put more thought into breeding.
Contributing value, exactly right. That's 100%. You can't just press breed and take whatever you get. You have to put some thought, time, effort
Mhm.
into it. We like to think EBC makes that easier for you if that's your intent.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to put some effort into it.
Yeah. And like before we end the interview, I actually just wanted to go back to one of your tools because I've made a little bit of money using this tool, the flipping tool on the Discord. So like my experience using it is it alerts prices on what are good Axies and that are cheap, and it even tells you how much cheaper they are than the market rate. And I've been using it to some success and making a decent bit of money. I think it would be enough to buy EBC breeding pass. So it's like making back your money from using the tools in EBC as well.
Yes. So actually, our alerts are made by a partner at Axie Search, and
Okay.
he kind of put together with us. We actually worked with him to improve Axie Search, but he has a separate service where he does custom alerts for people,
I see.
and can alert you to things you're looking for, some unique builds, and all that. In EBC, we curated a list of common things that we recommend to people who are getting into breeding that we think are high value things, some deals and whatnot through Axie Search. And so if you become an EBC community or a gold member, you have access to those and can kind of start your breeding farm or build your teams based on the alerts we curated. And if you want to get custom alerts and be on top of your builds and get the best prices, especially if you're breeding and doing business at a high volume, and getting the custom alerts through Axie Search is a very powerful thing, actually.
Yeah, and that's as we're wrapping up, just so that because some of this we're working on making more clear on our sites. There are two memberships. One is a community membership, which gives you access to all the private sections of the Discord and the alerts that Prophecy was just talking about.
Yeah.
And then the gold tier membership gives you access to everything. So that includes the market analyzer and some additional pricing tools. So we have in the Discord a price tool where we track, I think we're at somewhere 70 or 80 different builds that you can get instant current pricing, history, averages, and we also provide kind of macro statistics on the marketplace, so you can see kind of inventory levels and what direction, if are people breeding more than they're buying more than they're breeding, what's the historical levels, things like that. So you get a whole handful of tools with the gold tier membership.
Okay. Well, do you guys have any final words for the community before we wrap things up?
No, we just really appreciate all the support we've been getting. We've been getting a lot of attention. Our community has really been shouting out for us a lot and supporting us and recommending us to a lot of people. We've been kind of growing like crazy, and we just want to say thanks to our team that works really hard to develop new things, and all our community members, especially the early ones that have helped spread the word and make us grow.
Any thoughts from DJ?
Yeah, again, what Prophecy said, thank you to everybody that supported us. If you haven't checked us out, come by and see us, drop in. We'd love to have you join us and look around and join for some of the the free seminars and things that we do. It's been super fun. Looking forward to, I think it's going to be a really exciting 2 or 3 months that are coming up. I think the crypto space in general is going to be really exciting this fall, and with Axie, I think we're going to see a deck soon, and of course we're all looking forward to Battles V2 and the land play and things coming up, season 19 soon. So just a lot of good stuff's going to be happening. So it's going to be a super fun, October, November, December. So we can't wait to see what happens.
All right. It was great chatting with you guys, and it's been an honor to be just part of your community, at least for the few weeks that I've joined. And hopefully you guys will grow more. And the tools you guys are offering are extremely amazing, especially even for like the free tools. I've been using a lot, so hopefully you guys continue to grow and provide the Axie community with even more value. So thank you guys for stopping by. I'll chat you guys later, and hopefully
Thank you.
more people join the community. So thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
It was nice chatting with you.
Take care.
Take care.